Wait, did this just work? Wait, hello there. Welcome back to another video. And this video, you can see there are a few files here. Checklist, to-do list, and terminals to test. So you can probably get an idea of what we're doing today. This video, we're exploring a few terminal emulators to see what features they have and what things we are restricted by and what things we can't do. So first of all, here's something I want to clarify. We want blurred terminals. So we want a transparent blurred terminals. If I go to my to-do list, you can see it's not that big, but we are testing almost like 10 terminals. So I kept it simple and just to show you a basic configuration for each terminal so the video doesn't get like 2 to 3 hours long. But you can see there's a section that says blur the background. No terminal natively supports blur. What I mean by that is any terminal you take, so if I open my console for example, so this is the terminal I'm using right now, you can see this is really nicely blurred. If you check on Google, you'll see that the console doesn't actually natively support the blur feature. So what did I do here? Well, you'll need something called a compositor to have this blur effect. Any type of desktop environment you want to run, if you want a blurred terminal, you need to have a compositor. So if I just move this, you can see it's a bit blurred and it's a bit transparent. So how do you do that? In KDE, if you're using KDE, it's quite simple actually. If you just search for desktop effects, I can see it says configure compositor settings for desktop effects. And this is using the KWin compositor, which is default for KDE. And in here, you can find a section that says blur. So if you just enable this, it will enable blur for any transparent menu. If you go to configure, we can configure how light it is, how strong it is. So you can make it a bit lighter. As you can see, it became a bit lighter. So in any case, if you don't have a compositor, so if you have a desktop environment that doesn't have a compositor, then there is something called pcom. So this thing right here, if you can install it. Now this does require the manual configuration or a manual config file, and this is like beyond the scope of this video, but just so you know, you can use this to kind of have a blur on your system. So by default, we have this option checked out. Let's go on to the actual video. If you are new to the channel, then obviously subscribe and leave a like on the video after you have watched it to the end, so you can get an idea if you like it or not. Leave a comment down below what's your favorite terminal or what do you daily drive on your system. Let's get right into it. Support me on my Patreon and join the Discord server if you want. And now let's get actually into the video. Terminal to test. If I open this, as you can see, there are a few terminals in here. You can see I put console on first because, well, I am currently using console, so it's much better to kind of give you an idea of what the standard is or what I want to do or how I want it to look after I am done with this. So first we're going for console. So I have it installed. In case you don't have it installed or you want to install it, it's really easy. Just do Pacman SU console and it will install the terminal. So there you go. As you can see, it does say console is up to date because it is installed. So we'll clear it out. And now that we have console, let's go back to our to-do list. Here are the things that you have to keep in mind. So we will be updating it here. Is what features does this have and it doesn't have. So what are the criteria? What are we actually looking for? First is GPU acceleration. So if this terminal has GPU acceleration, and by the research or by looking into it a bit more, I found out that console actually does not have GPU acceleration. So you can say no GPU. So we'll kind of write it out little by little. So that's about it. So it doesn't have GPU acceleration, so we have to keep that in mind. The next thing is if this supports tabs or not. You may be already getting bored, like why the heck are we not doing these things, more fun things and just going through analytical stuff. But it's actually a good thing to know your terminal and what it can do and what it can't do. So you won't just pull your hair out when you're trying to do some images on your terminal and you can't get it to work because it actually doesn't support it, and we will get to that as well. So it doesn't have any GPU, like no GPU support by default. Then we have tabs. So it obviously has tabs and split view, which is a big plus for me. So if I just hit here, as you can see, we have 2 tabs. So if I just say let me just do fast fetch, as you can see, this tab is different from this tab. So we can have multiple tabs. And also, we also have split. Now, these two are different things. Some will support tabs, but not split. Some will support just split. So, your mileage may vary. The console does support both. So, if I just do split view, let's go left and right. So, now we have this separate. We have this right here. Oh my god, my ZSH is dying. Anyway, so we can have multiple, like ZSH terminals or multiple terminals on the same screen. So this is great if you're using a window manager to run your terminals. So yeah, you need to have tabs on it, so it's really easy to use. Anyway, so we have tabs. So we'll say T/S, which means it has both tabs and splits. Then we're going to configurations. So we can do this. So I put the configuration a bit lower because I wanted to first get these two out of the way, because these are the main deal breaker for some people who want to use a terminal and doesn't have splits or tabs. So now we can go into settings. So for console, it's really easy. You can go to settings, you can go to configure console, and then we can go to the profile section, and this is basically where we customize the terminal. So now if I go to to-do list, first thing is change the background. And I think I missed the one, which is, there you go, transparency. So if we tell about transparency, so now we added it. And so we can create new profile. So if you are like really new to console, just create a new profile. So it keeps it separate from the default one. In case you want to go back to the default one, you will have that handy. So after creating the new profile, we can just go to edit, and this is basically where you configure everything. Make sure to change this. If you're scratching your head on how to change the actual terminal in console, you just have to put it in here, and this just sets the default shell to whichever one you put in here. So after you have configured the shell, so ch shell, make sure to change it in here as well, so it opens up the same way. So whatever, we are not here to do that. We are here to go to the appearance. The good thing about KDE or console as well is we have Kvantum, which allows us to theme it and also download themes. So if I just press on get new, you can see there are a lot of themes here. Oh my god, I clicked on one. Anyway, there's a lot of theme here. I installed one just to check if it works, and it does. It's really easy to use. So if you want a pre-made, like I would say pre-made console theme, you can just click from here. And since I do have it installed, I won't bother with the change the theme thing. In here, how do I configure the transparency? If I do edit, so after selecting the theme I want, we can edit the theme. And in here, you can see there's an option called blur background. If I turn it off, hit apply, as you can see the blur is gone. Now do note that if you don't have a compositor, checking this will not change much. Because, well, again, no terminal supports blur natively. Then we have color transparency. Color transparency, which is basically how transparent we want to make it. So you want to make it really not transparent and also really transparent. So there you go. So basically, however you want to go, I like to put it around this point, which gives it this like about 40 or something, which gives it a kind of frosted glass look, which I really like. And then as for images, we can actually just click on here and then add an image to it. So I have this image downloaded. It's not a great image, but we have it. So if I just select that, you can see it says crop. So we have a bunch of options. We want to crop, hit apply, and now we have that image. See, we have that image. It's a bit transparent, but it does support images. But the funny thing is, although it does support images to be applied to the background, the terminal itself cannot view or show images. So basically, transparent images is really hard for this to show. There we go. So that's basically it. Console can do most of these things. And oh, a font. Sorry, I forgot about the font. So I'm using the Mesto LGS since I'm using the Power Level 10K theme for Oh My ZS8. You can check out this video right here to get shell like this if you want. But for now, we'll focus on this one. So if I just go to this option right here, we can actually just select a font. It's that simple. So if you have a GUI, it makes everything a lot easier. But we will see terminals that do not use GUI and uses configs for their system. So now we have font sizes, so we can set how big we want it to be. Now do note this, like whatever you set up here is the default one that console will open up with. So there we go. We'll just hit OK. So if I just hit OK, and as you can see, I can literally just click here to change the theme on the go. And here's a quick note. If I move this a bit, can I move this? Oh yeah, you can move it. So you can see it has a theme. So if I do this, it keeps the blurriness. But if I go here, it doesn't keep it. So make sure whichever theme you want to use, you configure the transparency, because it won't work if you don't don't configure it. Anyway, there we go. So now we have font. So console can do everything. So we'll say that, okay, suppose transparency. So you can do TP. And then here are a few more things that you should know. So the configuration is with GUI, obviously. Then we have font ligature. So how well the text shows up. I'll just close it. And it is basically how well the font shows up. So if your terminal supports font ligature, that means the fonts that are shown here. Now, I personally don't notice that much, but apparently it's a big thing. So these fonts right here, how it shows up, how it handles Unicode characters, console does support it, which is a really good thing. And all the terminal that we will be showing here does support font ligature, so just know that. So these are the two things that will every terminal supports: font ligature and true color. So obviously I do want it, and apparently all of them support transparency, but we need to check that for sure and how to configure them. Then as for image support, natively console doesn't support images. So if I just show you, there is an image in the fast fetch config. Let me just pull it up. If I do img to 6L, this one right here, if I hit enter, you'll see the image is shown, but you'll notice that it doesn't handle PNGs very well, because this is a PNG and it doesn't have any background. So it will show the image, but it won't show it properly. And I think there is a bunch of configurations to be done, but again, that is beyond the scope of this video. So I'll just put it as no IMG. And as for how much performance this takes, if we just go into HTOP, we can see two things. One is it supports colors, it supports blinking text, updating text, so it does support all of that. And in here, if I just search for, you can see, here we go, it uses 5.1% of the memory, so it is on the heavier side, where some terminals will literally use nothing basically. But again, with the amount of features it provides, if you are going for an absolute appearance themed look factor and you're using KDE, then I would say console is probably the perfect choice for it, since they are made by the same people, so it works hand in hand. In a rating, if I have to rate it how user friendly it is, you can probably pick it up as soon as you get it. So if you are used to having any type of GUI, so if you are used to using any type of GUI, I'll probably say that you can just probably poke around in here and figure stuff out. We have plugins as well, so there's a lot of things to get here. Anyway, so that was basically console. And if you think I have missed something, obviously let me know down in the comments below. The next one is Alacrity. Now, Alacrity is one of those terminals that is for ultra minimalistic setup, where it really doesn't have a lot of things that it supports. So if I go here, sudo pacman-s Alacrity. So installing every terminal here, the installation is pretty straightforward. You will just hit enter and then just give my password. Oh my god, it's wrong. There we go. Now it is installed. So I'll just close this and open up Alacrity. So if I just search here, now Alacrity is probably one of those terminals that many people do not use in a desktop environment. It's mostly used in window manager setups. Like I do use it in my Hyperland setup on my Arc. In case if you're interested in that video, I'll pin stuff up here. So if you want to check that out, you can. The terminal, as you can see, is pretty much bare bones. When I say bare bones, I mean bare bones. But the good thing is it is GPU accelerated. So it does have GPU. And here the bummer, this doesn't have tabs or split support. There is nothing, I would say there's nothing you can do that will allow it to have tabs and split. At least by default, you have to tinker a lot, and still it doesn't work really well. I tried it on my Hyperland system and it was a nightmare. So I just switched to Kitty after that. Anyway, now this doesn't have tabs and split support. So we'll just say no T/S. So no tabs or split support. Now here is the thing. Now we have to configure it. So if you're new to Alacrity, it's pretty easy to configure. I do have a really in-depth, I would say, guide on it. I would say in-depth. Never mind. We'll go over here. So you can do it two ways. It supports YAML, so WML with YAML file and TOML file. I do like to use the TOML file, so we can do mkdir and then /config config/alacrity. So this is the file that you need. If I can spell it right, Alacrity. This is the first of all, make this file. And then when that is created, I'll just use nvim for this. And then in here, just go create a file called alacrity.toml or YAML, whichever you want. I'll go with toml because the guide for this or the usage of this is pretty straightforward. So if I just hit enter, and we'll have a file like this. So how do you actually configure this? So if I just go to a browser and then search for alacrity. So if I go to this website right here, which is basically here, the link is right here. I'll put it in the description if you need it. Then you can see it says the syntax, so how to actually format it. But I know how to do it. I'll just show it to you. Anyway, there's general settings, and we're interested in Windows since we want to do these things right here. So first, if you want to add this section, so the thing that is in red, you can see it says the window table. So this is what we want to write before we say anything. So let me just open this. If I just do first insert and then window. So now anything I put under here will be like a part of this window table. So let's say I want to add dynamic padding. So to do that, all I have to do is just type in dynamic -padding equals to true. Now that you have a kind of general understanding of how this works, I'll go ahead and quickly just create a toml file, then we can get back to it. So that's about it for the configurations, and there is more that can be done, but for the purpose of this video, this should be enough. And as you can see, I had this a font.normal. So what am I doing here? This is basically just where's the font section? This. So I call the font and then .normal. Since normal has multiple entries it can take, we can actually split it up. So you can do normal, and then I'm using the family, and if I want to use the style, I can easily just go to the bottom and then hit type style here equals to. So this is basically just simplifying or making the config more readable even to you when you like down the road you want to change something and you can't find anything. So this makes it good. But here's something to note. If you're using the blur command, this blur actually just only works for, where is it? There you go. Works on macOS and KDE Wayland. So we're using just KDE. So let me just do xcale out. So I think the transparency is working, but the blur is lacking. But if I just switch to KDE Wayland, so I will do that in a bit. First, let's see if can I add images to Alacrity. So apparently Alacrity doesn't support background images by default, but there is a fork of Alacrity which is called Alacrity PG, allows settings to background images and videos. So you need to install the Alacrity fork and should have FFmpeg. So we need another setup for this, and now that is again beyond the scope of this. We don't want to install another one. So by default, we'll just call it doesn't support background images. So transparency, yeah, it does support transparency, and it doesn't support any images. So if you're wondering if it supports like other types of images, so to visualize images, let me just show you that real quick. Let me just get out of it. So we just go to the command right here. Where is it? There you go. If I hit enter, you can see it doesn't show any images. That's because Alacrity does not support any image support. It doesn't have any image support. And another thing, again, which I mentioned earlier, it doesn't have tabs but it's really lightweight. So if I do htop, there you go. It takes 2.7% of the RAM, which is way lower. And as for theming, I think we can literally just do Alacrity customization. There you go, Alacrity themes. So we have kind of collection of themes, and we can import it from here. So we can set it up. I'll quickly show you how to set this up in case you want to use this. So what is it? First, necessarily just copy this. I'll just copy this, hit enter. This will just download this entire toml file, and then we just have to import it. So let me just copy this. Now I am quite liking this one. It's a bit of like pastel look to it. I'm liking quite this one, so I think I'll be using this one for demonstration. Now with that done, we can get back to our toml file. There we go. And then on top, I think I can paste it. I did copy it. Okay, there we go. I can copy it in. And as for this theme section, I'll just change this name to this one. Let's hit X. And you see, the colors just change. We have a little bit of pastely look to it. Now, with that done, let's go to Wayland and let me show you if the blur works on that. So, give me a moment. Everyone is 11. If I go to Wayland, so now if I open the terminal, as you can see, now it has that blur functionality to it. So, if you're using KDE, make sure to have it on Wayland. I think any Wayland, like anything on Wayland does support this blur functionality. You just have to be on Wayland. So that's great. And now we can move on to the next one, which is Kitty. It has a cute name and also the terminal is pretty nice. So we'll install Kitty with this one. Sudo pacman-s Kitty. So let's just install it. There we go. It is installed. And now we can close out of Alacrity and open up Kitty. Oh my god, it's so big. I need to make it smaller. There you go. We have a small terminal now. So we have Kitty. So Kitty actually does have GPU acceleration. So it has GPU. So I won't waste too much time now because it's getting like way hectic. It doesn't have it does have GPU support. It supports tabs. So it does support splits. So first, to get into to split something, we can do Control Shift Enter. It will split it. Control Shift, I think L moves it around. So where we want to like put it, L moves it around. And I forgot the rest of the keybinds, but as far as I know, yeah, it does support both tabs and splits. So just do your Googles to find out what each of them does. How do I forget? Oops. Control Shift Q closes it out, just so you know. Anyway, so just take my word for it. No, don't take my word for it. It does actually support tabs and splits. So it does support both of them. So you can do tabs and split. Now we have to configure Kitty. How do we configure that? So to configure Kitty, it's also quite simple. We have to first make a directory. We can do mkdir. Wow, it's so bright. Instead of this, we have to just type in Kitty. And see, it already exists. But again, in case it doesn't exist, now we have to configure it. So you can do nvim. Instead of this, we have to do kitty config. So this is the file we need. Hit enter. And I already have this enabled. So allow remote control. Enables image display. So it enables it to display images. Yeah, it does support images. So first, let me just quickly show you how this is configured. And again, if you just go to a browser and search for kitty configuration, you will get in this project right here. You can do Control Shift F2. That's something I didn't know. Control Shift F2. It does open it to the default. That's nice. Yes. So we can actually learn a lot of info here. But here you go. This is the basic configuration. So how to actually format it. So you can see it has font families. So let's go from here. Let's first set our font family. So to do that, I'll just copy this, paste it here, and I want to use. So there we go. That's basically our kind of absolute basic configurations to when I can add an image. We are scaling it, we are adding opacity, and also we're adding blur to it, and also the font family, we change the font. And then now if I just save this out, Control X, and also make sure to quit out and then relaunch it just so it gets a refresh in case your config is not working. So now with that done, and in case if you're wondering why the image looks like this, the image is bad. It's not anything to do with the terminal. The image is just bad. Anyway, now for the theme. And I think for most of this, we can actually just go to Kitty themes. And yeah, there you go. As you can see, there is like a lot of themes here. So I'll just go with the entire repo. Why not? There you go. Same. I'll go with IO Mirage. So let's see. Where is it? There you go. I think it does have some extra features. So I'll just copy this and then add it to my config file. So it's a bit easier. Oh, so this is basically just moving it. So I'll just wait, give me a moment. So if I just copy this, then instead of Floraverse, I'll do it AU. Is this correct? Wait, did this just work? Wait. It does work. Anyway, and now we just have to add this to our kitty config. Oh my god. Oh, there we go. It got back. For some reason it just died, so I couldn't find it. Anyway, include Mirage. .conf. Does this work? Oh no, I just realized what I did wrong. I just have to do, I think, theme config. Yeah, I think I exactly have to write it like this. If I do W X, and then if I close out of it, yeah, now it works. Anyway, so you literally have to do what this dude says. Literally. Let me just make this larger. Sudo. There you go. So that's, I think, about it for Kitty. Now, so we have transparency. So TP. Like I said, most of them have transparency, and I think it does support images. So let's get it up there. So the thing is, Kitty does support images, but the one thing I realized is it does need a bit of configuration. So you cannot use it out of the box. So the image support doesn't work out of the box. It does need a configuration, but I am positive that this supports images, but for now, yeah, it's dead. So I'll say partial support, partial image. Because if you see my Hyperland videos, do check those out, then you'll see that I am showing a fast fetch image where it is rendering an image, and that is done on Kitty because Alacrity doesn't support it. Now, there are a few more terminals, and so to install Tilix, we just have to do this. Yeah, 105 megabytes for a terminal. Damn, what does this have? So let's just close this, and then we can open up Tilix. There we go. This looks like the GNOME terminal, doesn't it? Yeah, it kind of looks like that. The menus are also like that. It's a quite, whoa, it has windows and stuff. It has a lot of features. But that thing is, it doesn't have GPU acceleration, so no GPU. As for tabs, does this have tabs? Can I add tab? I don't think. Yeah, I can't add tabs to this, but I think I can split it. So if I do this, oh no, never mind. It does have tabs to it. So if I do fast fetch in one, it's a bit annoying, but yeah, it does have. Can I do this? No, I can remove this. Okay, if I do add terminal right, yeah, it has tabs and splits, so it has both of them, so you can do tabs and split. Support it. Now, as for configuration, I think it's a GUI based system, so you can literally just go to preferences, and then if I go to appearance, and then yeah, there you go, background image. Those we have images, theme version. Let's go to yeah, obviously dark mode. Windows style. Can I do border? How does this borderless work? Anyway, we have shortcuts and stuff. Yeah, it does have a lot of things. Okay, yeah. So we have to tinker around it with a little bit. So now, if that's done, how do can I just close out of this? Okay, if I open up, no, the image didn't show up. Why? How do I configure this now? Oops. Okay, we can edit the profile. Yeah, I do have an image. Yeah, scale is correct. No borderless, normal. So we can create new profiles if we want. Colors, yeah, there's custom. I'll go solarize dark. So we did theme now. How about font? Where is font? Oh yeah, there you go, custom fonts. If I just change it to slow, there you go, regular, select. That was relatively painless. Now, how do I actually save this? What is this? Oh, it just creates a new terminal. We have advanced things. Okay, never mind. Oh, it does update it real time. It just doesn't have, I think, background transparency. It doesn't have a transparency. What? Either it doesn't have transparency, or I don't know how to get transparency. Okay, yeah, there you go. We can use tabs for this. Application title, background image. I'll just put it as, I don't know. So TP, no, question mark. So if I do sudo pacman, it looks horrendous, but again, sudo pacman -s_yu. Yeah, so we can change the theme. It's relatively easy. Now, as for the image test, okay, so it cannot render images as well. So that's bad. So no image. And if you made it this far into the video, do like the video, and also if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to the channel. So yeah, it's quite nice. It has almost the basic thing that we need. And yeah, I think there is transparency support to this, but I just don't know how to enable it. Anywho, we are going for Terminator. Nice. Let's just see what this looks like. There you go, Terminator. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's quite simple to be honest. So now, Terminator does not support GPU acceleration. So no GPU. Tabs and split. Does it support tabs? Apparently it does. But how do I access them? Okay, so Control Shift O open. What the heck? Control Shift O. Okay, Control Shift O splits it horizontally, and Control Shift E makes a vertical one. Okay, that's great. That's great. Control Shift W closes a panel. Okay, Control Shift W closes it, and then I think if I just do Control Shift O, I think you can move around with it with Alt. Yeah, we can move around with Alt and arrow keys. So that's nice. That's a handy thing. So it has. Okay, now if I want to open a new tab, if I just do, okay, yeah, we had both tabs and splits. So you can do T/S. I'm going to Control Shift T to open up a new tab. That's great. I'll close this. And then in here, let's go for the config. And to configure this, we have to make, again, a new directory. We can do fkdir. In here, we just have to change it to Terminator. Is there a config file already here? No. Let's see, config dot, I think we can use toml file. Let's change it to nvim since we already have that Terminator folder. So that's great. So first we have to type in apparently profile. Okay, so I can't quite get this Terminator config to work. So if any of you know what I am doing wrong, please do let me know. But let's see if the image work. I don't think any of the rest of this has image support, and these things, GNOME terminal, XFC terminal, and LX terminal, I think they have a GUI setting. No, I think XFC doesn't have it, but GNOME has it. And as for GNOME, so I would say it does have transparency, but it doesn't work like it should. So, and no image, obviously. And then GNOME terminal, it's a bit hectic because I do have a video on it. You can check it out again on my channel if you are interested in this one. It does not have, I think as of recording this, it doesn't have GPU acceleration. And then, yeah, it does support tabs. I think it does support tabs and splits. And then we have transparency. For transparency, you need another version of it. So I'll do TP. And then let's do fork, because it needs another version for the transparency to work. It doesn't work out of the box. And then as for images, I don't know does it work, but I'll just put question mark on here. I don't think it does, but I'm not sure. Yeah, now as for XFCE terminal, you can just install it with Pacman. Did I miss something? Oh yeah, XFCE4 terminal. It's not just XFCE terminal. Anyway, I'll just close this. XFCE terminal there. Now, yeah, as I said, XFCE terminal does have a configuration menu, I think. Edit, yeah, preference, appearance. Okay, we can change the font. So first, so there we go. Now, as for colors, there are presets. So I'll go with Xterm. Oh no, that's way too white. White on black. This does look quite nice. Anyway, I'll keep it. Compatibility, never mind. Advanced. These are okay. Now we need to do a bit more on the customization menu. How do I set up transparency? That's interesting. Is there a section for opacity? Oh yeah, there you go. Background. Okay, so we have to pick between background image and transparent backgrounds. If I do background image, we can just do file. Okay, it is set tiled. We do scaled. Scale doesn't look that great. Centered, not great. Filled. Okay, filled does look great. So we can have a transparent background. Sorry, either an image background or I think a transparent background. So yeah, there you go. And does this why is there no blur in here? Maybe I need to get out of Wayland. You know what? I'll do that right now. So give me a moment. I'll also write this after I get into Wayland. Sorry, we want to go to X11. There we go. Now we have to open this one. Yeah, I think we need just this one. And then if I do, okay, there you go. This doesn't have that blur, and also this is messed up. So, okay, this is so white. Colors, white on black. Why is this whole thing white now? How the heck do I change and I think I was better on Wayland. Oh my god. Well, anyway, we don't have GPU acceleration in this. And then I think we do have tabs and splits. So if I just close this, yeah, there you go. There is tabs. How do I enable set tabs? I think I can see shortcuts. Is there? Oh, there you go, shortcuts. Open tab, Shift Control T. So Shift Control T. Okay, it does open the new tab, but I don't think there is a split section. Does it have a split section? Yeah, no. So it has split tabs, but not splits. So we can do T, just T here. And then transparency. Yeah, it does have transparency, but no blur. I think it needs Picom or something, so the compositor is not working with this properly. But there we go. So we have this configuration now up and running. And as for images, let's see if this works. No. So I think the images is a bit of a special case where it isn't natively supported, but it can work with everything if we give it time. So now let's go to LX terminal. I know I'm moving a bit fast because, well, this is a huge video. SLX terminal. I think I typed it wrong, but let's try it anyway. Yep. Wow, it is so lightweight. So there we go. And I think the rest of this, oh yeah, there is one or two that has GPU acceleration, so we have to wait. Let's see. So this one doesn't have GPU acceleration, so we don't have GPU acceleration. As for tabs, yeah, I think it has tabs. Edit, preference. I think this is similar to the new tab. Yeah, it does have tab, but no splits. So this is similar to the XFC terminal. So we have tabs. And now let us try transparency. I think, yeah, it will have transparency since, well, like I said, it is similar. So if I need to change the fonts, there you go. Now if I go to background, I can do, oh yeah, there you go. We have opacity. So if I do black, no, yeah, let's just do black. And then if I hit OK, can I close this? I think I should close this. Okay. Yeah, there we go. It has transparency. But as for images, okay, it is only, I think, limited to colors. Palette. Okay, there is a lot of like colorways there can be done. So hit OK. Yeah, so it does support transparency. Again, no blur. So TP, no blur. And I would assume it doesn't support images as well. And if I do H-top, is it actually lightweight? Let's see. F3 LX terminal. Yeah, it only takes 1.8. So as the list goes on, it slowly gets lighter and lighter. So I think as for performance, I'll put another tab here, which is this is, I'll say H for high resource intensive. This is really light. I think Kitty is also really light. This as well. Terminator probably, it is probably lightweight. And GNOME terminal, I think it's a bit heavier. So I'll put M, which is medium. I don't know. This is not actually a comprehensive like test suite because, yeah. Anyway, XFC terminal, yeah, I know for a fact it's really light. And then this is also like, so that's probably the, I think I would say tier list. I'll save this in case you guys want it. Please don't let me down in the comments below. I'll put it up if you need it. My really comprehensive list of things that the terminal can do. But there you go. Now that is, I would say, oh my god, it scales so weird. Control plus, no. Now Western is really good in terms it supports almost everything. So let's get into it. So let's go sudo pacman-s Western. There we go. It is getting installed. So now I will close this and open up Western. So right off the bat, you can see it's a bit different. Oh, there's a, if I right click on here, there's a tab navigator. So if I have another tab, nice. So I can right click on it to change tabs. That's good. Yeah, it is GPU accelerated. So it does have GPU. We have tab support. And I think it supports splits as well. If I right click this, now let me see. Also, if you guys want me to list shortcuts for every terminal I showed here, let me know in the comments below. I'll probably put it on my Patreon because yeah, it is a lot of work to list everything. So, Control Shift 5. Control Shift. dash makes it smaller. Okay, so alter X. Alter. Anyway, we do know there's tabs, and I did a bit of digging. It does have the splits, but I don't know how to configure. Now for the configuration. So let's get into it. How do I configure this? Now Wisdom is based off of Lua, so it needs the Lua config file. So let's do first. Let me see if there is a file. So if I do Wisdom, yeah, it doesn't have the file. So to do Wisdom, make the file, and then we can do nvim and slash wisdom.lua. Now it is probably a bit I would say complicated than other configs, but I'll just show you the simple way to do it. So if I do this now, so we can do local wisdom. No, I'll just get back to you after I'm done with this typing thing. Whoosh. Oh yeah, we need comma after each one. Okay, so that's about it for the configuration. Now, again, that's a lot that can be done. But also, something I did find out is if I go here, the blur is not working here. I don't know if it's something that I did wrong or if it doesn't support at all. But for some reason, blur is not working for... Oh my god, why is my cursor switch? Anyway, blur is not working for me. So, I would say, yeah, transparent. Wait, where's the background? What the heck? Yeah, where is the background? I did put it right. I don't know. Transparent. And as for performance, as I do htop, wow, it's dark. Anyway, let me do wisdom. Yeah, it's about 2.7, so fairly light. I'll put it in M. So that's about it. That covers wisdom. Oh, and image. I don't know if it is supported. Image is supported. Yeah. Let's see that. Oh, apparently it does. But oh yeah, so it is. I would say partially supported, but I shouldn't have put no in here. I should put partial. Okay, because I think there is a lot more configuration that can be done. So, and this is not one of those videos where I go full configure mode. This is just to give you an idea of what each of them comes out looks like out of the box, and how to actually just configure them, how to create the files and stuff. Now we have Warp Terminal. This is a terminal I was really excited to try out. I don't know if I can use it. Let's do Warp. Does this work? If it works, that would be so much nicer. Oh yeah, apparently it does. So let's see. Now Warp is a terminal that is like AI stuff. There is a lot of features that is advertised on this, so I wanted to try it for the longest time, so I just made this video. We're gonna trying out the terminal, and also obviously I missed a few terminals, but if you want me to cover those, please do let me know down in the comments below. And also, can you guys please just let me know what you guys want to see, because views ain't coming. Anyway, Warp is installed. Let us continue. Let's do Warp. Okay, there we go. Wait, what the heck? Why is it a file transfer? No, I don't want this. I want the terminal. You know what? Let's open up console. You know what? Why am I taking this pain when I can just search on Google? Let's go to the website. We can download it. That's nice. Download Warp. That is interesting. Okay, this is for Arch Linux, so we can download it. It's literally just a tar file. So we have to extract it, I will assume. So I just close this. Clear cd downloads ls, and then Warp terminal step. There's no way. I just okay, so yeah, we have to there is a lot of configuration that needs to be done, but for now, yeah, I think this will have to do. I won't configure it again right now, but if you do want to see me configure this whole thing and run it, then sure, I'll do it. But as for what it supports, I'll just quickly say it. It has partial GPU support. There you go. It has tab support, so we can have multiple tabs. We can install stuff. Okay, we can code in it. It seems to be quite a comprehensive terminal. If I go to settings, does it have appearance? Oh yeah, it has appearance. So we can change the theme of it. Let's go Dracula. Why not? Window opacity. Let's just lower it. So I don't think this has blur support. So okay. Terminal font, Let's load the nerd font. So this one, there we go. Okay, so there is a lot here, even AI stuff, but okay, so I'll probably need another video to talk about all of them. So for now, I'll just call it a day there. But yeah, it's a lot to take in. So that was about it for me trying and testing out different types of terminal. If you did find that video interesting, or maybe you found your terminal, then obviously leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, support me on my Patreon. Also, just leave a comment on what you want me to do on the Patreon, and even what terminal do you like to use, how do you use it, why do you use it. So let me know in the comments below. I do check out your comments, and I do like reading them. So thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.